Right now we're going to work on using the exponent properties we went over in the intro video to just simplify some quotients of monomials. So we're dividing one term by another term. So how we're going to approach this is we are just going to go left to right with the problem, and we are going to simplify the same bases. So these x's will get simplified and these y's will get simplified. So what you do when you are dividing the same base is you keep the base of x and you subtract the top number 3 minus the bottom number 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. Same thing with the y's. You keep your base of y and you subtract the top number 4 minus, now remember, if there's not a number that is to the first exponent, so we do 4 minus 1 and we get 3. And those are positive exponents, so that's our answer. When you do that subtraction, if you have a negative exponent, we have to deal with that, which I think happens in the next example. All right, example 2. So these monomials have coefficients. We have an 8 and a negative 4, but then we have p's and we have q's. So we're still just going to go left to right with this. First, deal with the numbers. Now, the exponent property tells us to subtract the exponents, but 8 and 4 are not exponents. Those are just coefficients. They're numbers that involve division. So 8 divided by a negative 4 is negative 2. So you divide the coefficients just like normal. Now p divided by p, you keep the p and you subtract the top exponent 5 minus the bottom exponent 3, you get p squared. All right, q divided by q, you keep your q. Take the top exponent, which is a 1. So 1 minus 3, if this bottom number is bigger, every time you subtract, you're going to get a negative exponent. All right, so this negative exponent is not okay. We need to fix that. Remember, think about it as being part of a fraction, so that negative exponent with its base goes to the bottom. The negative 2 and the p squared are going to stay on top, but on the bottom we're going to say q to the third power. And when that moves to the bottom, the exponent turns positive. So another thing that you could do is when you simplify this, let me talk through it another way, and you just go with whichever way you prefer. They're very similar, but so on this one you would say 8 divided by negative 4 is negative 2. You would say p subtract 5 minus 3 is p squared. It's positive, so it goes up top. And then you would say divide your q's. 1 minus 4 is a negative 3. So if you get that negative 3 in your head, you can go ahead and say you know you're going to move it to the bottom and it's going to become positive, and you can just jump right to that answer. So this is my middle step I use for explanation, and you have the negative exponent, it goes to the bottom to get the answer. But if you subtract in your head and you get a negative value for your exponent, you can go ahead and put it in the bottom right away.